at the beginning of this last month, I decided I'm going to start a challenge. I'm going to try and speak to one girl every single day. I'm going to approach a girl every single day for the next month to try and get a date for prom. So I really wanted a date for prom, and so I was like, I'm tired of not speaking to girls. I'm tired of not being able, just being awkward. And so one girl every single day. And so if I didn't go up and approach a girl, I would have to go on a 4-mile run. That was the opposite end of the coin. And so I get past like a few days. I've already gone on a few runs and I can tell I'm getting like shin splints in my legs at this point. Like it's bad because I went from 0 miles running to now like 4 miles almost every single night when I don't go and do it. And so eventually I do end up go talking to girls because I'm like, I have to. There's no other option. I cannot run on these injured legs. Few days, I actually speak to like 3 or 4 girls. By the end of the first week, it's nighttime and it's a Sunday. Excuse me. I just gotten out from like a church youth group meeting, and I went to go and talk to a few girls there, but I wasn't really able, like I kind of wussed out. And so I was like, you know, okay, whatever, I'm done. I come home and I just want to quit, honestly. Like I want to just quit this stupid challenge because it's already 7 days in and I've already like, you know, conquered my fear. And I say these things to myself like, oh, but you know, approaching girls won't do anything anyways. And you know, like I've already, you know, gotten past the approach anxiety and I already accomplished the goal of the challenge. And I keep telling myself this. That night, I'm kind of faced with a decision. My knees are all messed up, like the joints of my knees. Every single time I take a step, just walking, they hurt. I have these shin splints on both sides. Every single time I start running or do anything athletic. And at the same time, I have this new injury. Since I just trained chest that morning, essentially I had a surgery a while ago where I have a stainless steel bar right here. And so every time my arm would rub up against the side of my chest, it would hit this bar, and that bar would just go deeper into the flesh of my chest, and it hurt so bad. And so I realized like, oh my, like I cannot run tonight. And I didn't. Like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna like drive downtown and see if there's any like girls at like a bar or something? Like how am I going to go talk to a girl? I want to quit this challenge. I'm like, there's no way I can't do it. I'm done. I made the decision that night to go for the run anyways. And after 4 miles, I ended it off the last 3 miles with an ice pack clenched right here, running like an absolute retard down the street, you know, like sometimes I'd hold my arm up in the air so it would rub against my chest. It was all funky, but I did it. And I never regret doing that. I never regret doing that. I learned that sometimes you have to be willing to give everything, even injuries, to get what you're trying to accomplish. And that was one of the first few times in my life where I really started to develop some discipline. And I've learned that you have to cut out every single excuse in the way of you trying to get to your goal. There can be no valid excuse to not do whatever thing that you need to do, right? So right now I have a challenge where I'm waking up every morning at 4:30 a.m. and I'm going and hitting this absolutely brutal CrossFit workout. It's a 45-minute workout. Doesn't sound that long, okay, it's not bad. It's hell on earth for 45 minutes. And every single excuse always pops up, like sleep deprivation, I'm super sore, I have a rib out of place, like I'm injured completely. I can't do these workouts, like I can barely turn my neck to the side. I've had all these excuses, but every single time I find a way to get up and go hit that workout. And I don't regret that. So you have to remember, just there's no valid excuse. There's no valid reason. The difference between reasons and excuses is there is no difference. That's the truth. There is no difference. 40 years from now, when you're looking back, there will be no difference there. And then also, I always do exactly as I said I would do. So if I make like a challenge or I make something for myself, I always finish it to the end. I never stop and like change the rules real quick. Anytime you set out a plan for yourself and then you decide to change it, 9 times out of 10, that's just the comforting voice in your head telling you, no, like I want to stop. And you have to learn to program that other voice that tells you, no, let's keep going. Keep going, let's do this, let's finish it out. Because when you started and you made a challenge, you made this goal that you want to accomplish, you knew it wasn't going to be easy. You never wanted it to be easy. You knew that if you just saw it through, you'd be okay with the end result, and you would love the end result of just seeing it through as it is, even if something micro pops up and you want to change it. You knew if you just saw it through, you'd be fine. So you have to stick to that. If you want to maintain this savage part of your mind, this voice of just discipline, you have to. It's very difficult to maintain. It's one of the most difficult things that out there to maintain. It's like a whole skill set on its own. It's very difficult to maintain. There's no valid excuses. You always have to keep your word. Don't change plans on yourself. And have something you're striving for. Have a big goal you're striving for. You should be afraid to not accomplish this goal of yours. It's so big. Like, you should wonder yourself, like, is this even possible? If you have that in your mind and a part of you wonders, like, is this even possible to do? That's how you know it's a perfect goal. You can't be too impossible. You can't say, I'm gonna make 5 million this year if you're broke like me. You have to make it, reasonable, but at the same time, make it big. That's how I found to maintain kind of the savage part of your mind. Another great tip is, bro, just read more David Goggins. Like, this dude's a genius. He spent his whole life kind of dedicating himself towards using that voice to override that voice of comfort. And so that would be my prescription for you. Go ahead and click that very first link in the description right now to just book a completely free call with me. It's just 30 minutes. We just kind of talk. It's nothing crazy, bro. Just hit that very first link right now, and then, go book a call. And I will see you later, bro. Bye.